had no mouth, like it wasn't shot off in a hunting accident when she was mistaken for a bison. She didn't have to sing by opening her ass cheeks and firing out sour air. That would have been beautiful. That would have moved me to tears. Well, nothing wrong with Susan Boyle other than the prejudiced way we looked at her when she first walked out on stage. I'll be honest. If she was attractive, people would have went, she's very good. And that would have been the end of it. But we all had that same shallow thought when she walked out. As you look at that lump of shit, she couldn't possibly be good at anything. And then we heard her voice. The monster singing. I'll tell you something else I'm kind of sick of hearing about, and it's another case of mass hysteria. Can we stop worrying about the steroid scandal in Major League Sports? Who gives a fuck if people are shooting steroids? And I'm a baseball fan. I'm not one of these guys who hates baseball. I grew up watching baseball. I like baseball. I just don't give a shit what they have to do to make themselves better at it. People are always like, you know what, baseball players, man, they got no loyalty. They don't care about the team. They don't care about the fans. Hey, if that guy is willing to inject himself with something that's eventually going to give him genitals the size of a field mouse, that's a guy who cares. And these baseball purists, I want to smash their fucking teeth in with a rock. You know what, dude, I can't enjoy the game if I find out they used a performance-enhancing drug. I don't like that. Seats at the new Yankee Stadium are $600. Fuck you. I want 850-foot home runs. I don't care what they have to do. I don't care if they have to drink gasoline and set their balls on fire. I want strong baseball players. I want them to hit the ball so hard it goes explodes at home plate, and then they go bite the bat in half. Because all baseball players are, all athletes are, is entertainers. We act like they're doing some important job. They're not curing juvenile diabetes. They just have a fun job to watch. Look, there's certain people you don't want using performance-enhancing drugs. If you're going in to have a vasectomy, and your urologist walks in and goes, look, I haven't slept in 3 days, but I'm on a meth bench. No problem, I got it covered. That's an issue. But I don't think that baseball players qualify. I just don't care what makes them good at what they do. And they're the only entertainers that we put that stipulation on. Hey, don't use a performance-enhancing drug or I can't enjoy it. Really? Are you not going to enjoy a porno if you found out the guy took a Viagra before the shoot? Turn off, ass-fucking bonanza. That's not a real hard-on. Look at that, his nose is stuffy, his face is red, that's Viagra! Back in the old days, in the 70s, the hoes were hard on. When we had this obsession, it's like so many players did it. Obviously, it's like, I guess in 2003 they did this big test where all these guys tested positive. Sammy Sosa, it just came out. Manny Ramirez tested positive this year, and then we found out like that A-Rod tested positive. When I found out A-Rod tested positive, I was actually disappointed when I found out it was only for steroids. I hate that motherfucker. I hate him when he was in Seattle, I hate him when he was in Texas, and I hate him now that he's with the fucking Yankees. I don't care how good he is during the regular season. I can take my limp dick and hit more fucking doubles during the postseason than that worthless bag of shit that's got to be Yankees. Oh, fucking shut up, he stinks. I'd rather have Madonna's clip batting. Which when I found out that he was fucking Madonna, I did start to like him a little bit. I'm like, you know what, you cheat on your wife, you're fucking marriage, I do kind of respect that. Because she is just creepy looking at this point in her life. Can she stop working out? What kind of shape does Madonna want to be in? I don't need to see every fucking sinew. She belongs in a Tim Burton movie with that body. It's uncomfortable to look at. It's like sticking your dick in a wind chime. Believe me, I know. concentrate on this stupidity. Like, A-Rod tested positive right around the time, I don't remember exactly when it was, but President Obama was giving his first press conference. Now, this is our country's first black president giving his first press conference, and so some asshole reporter actually asked him to comment on Alex Rodriguez testing positive for steroids. And you know, Obama's a politician, so he's like, he's a smart guy. He's like, well, it's terrible, it's very sad news. What's he gonna do, be honest? Gives a fuck. Iran is making plutonium bobblehead dolls. He hits the ball and runs in a circle. I don't care if a turtle fucks his face. How much would you love Obama if he said turtle fucks his face? We always say we want honest politicians, right? So we really don't want honest politicians. We want politicians that are honest within the parameters of our beliefs and our comfort level. Otherwise, we wouldn't be so fast to jump on them when they say something that's a little politically incorrect or a little fucked up. Like Obama was on Leno, and he was talking about his bowling not being good. And he said, when I bowl, it's like the Special Olympics. And everybody knew what he meant. But of course, the Special Olympics Committee is upset. We don't want a black associating themselves with us. They didn't say that. Yeah, they should say that. They didn't like the portrayal. They're like, oh, that's not appropriate to mention, the mentally challenged or fine bowlers. I guess they are. They've had their whole lives to practice with cups and dishes and bowls. And the Special Olympic champion challenged Obama to a bowling match. That's a no-win for the president. Because if you lose, you look terrible, and how good can you feel if you win? Motherfucker. But it's like you have to constantly watch what you say. We're so afraid of saying the wrong thing. We're so afraid of saying something that is remotely inappropriate. When did we become a country of such easily offended little faggots? All we do is fucking whine about how our feelings. That wasn't polite. You should say you're sorry. Are your feelings hurt? They most certainly are. What a bunch of jizz buckets. Embarrassing. Even John McCain, it was a really weird election. I didn't know who to vote for. I'm like, am I going to vote for Obama? Am I going to vote for McCain? And then I realized, well, you're not registered, you're not voting for anybody. I voted for Obama. Even though it was a weird one, I think John McCain was a good man. I think he was a decent man. He was a brave dude. I mean, just fucking old. I'm sorry. I don't want somebody starting the gig when they're 72. I don't want you running the country if I'd be too scared to let you drive my car. And old people are nice. I just don't want a president who looks at a computer and goes, Well, you know what? It's like, again, you can't hate John McCain. He was a very brave guy. He was a soldier. He was in a POW camp for 5 years. And, they broke his arms for 5 years. And he could have left, but he stayed because he didn't want to abandon his men. And, that's one of many ways McCain and I differ. Not only would I have taken the deal, but I would have made up shit about the other guys to get out faster. And that's why his arms, by the way, because they were broken so many times, that's why his arms would only go up that high. Because it was from being tortured in Vietnam. And it was always kind of weird to watch. It looks like a 1920s footage, you know what I mean? And even McCain had to apologize. Talking about being politically correct in a hypersensitive country. McCain was talking about the men who had tortured him. And this is what drives me nuts. Is like Americans, we don't give each other context breaks. He was talking about the men who had tortured him, and he referred to them as gooks. Now, again, that's not a nice word, but everybody knew what he had been through and the people he was talking about, and the special interest groups were still calling for him to step down. That's racist, he's a racist, step down. They broke his arms for 5 years. Give him a pass. 5 years of broken arms earns you gook privileges for life. Okay. Okay, look, that's an ugly word. I don't say it. Fair enough. Jim Norton shouldn't use that word. Look, we've all had food orders come late. Mistakes were made. But it's like we like to catch each other saying something inappropriate. We like to do that. That's our fucking hobby now. And it's kind of like why I like Joe Biden. Like, I never knew anything about Joe Biden, but he doesn't seem to have a filter. I'm not saying he's being honest or dishonest. I really don't know. He just doesn't seem to have that little thing in his head. It's almost like as he thinks it, his mouth goes, "Say it!" No matter what it is, the thought goes, "and say it!"